how do you get yourself ready now for the long haul with the conference play?
We're very excited about getting 4 wins in a row, getting our home crowd excited what we're doing here in Lumberjack Arena. I think we can take that momentum and catapult into a little confidence in that we've got the luxury of playing our first 2 CC2A games at home and hopefully continue our winning ways.
And scoring a lot of points, that's good, but on defense, defense is huge in any game, conference play. And what have you been doing with the team, and they kind of hopefully have a lower output for the opponents?
Well, traditionally, if you look at the Division II West region and the 3 conferences that are comprised, you've got the Pac West, the GNAC, and the CC2A. The CC2A has been a defensive-minded conference over a period of time, and we've been caught in that conference as being slated as one of the high-powered offensive teams, which gives our opponent a real challenge to try to slow us down. We're going to try to continue that. We've been successful our last 4 games winning, scoring a high amount of points for each one of those contests. We're going to try to continue that into the CC2A. That poses a real problem for the 11 other teams in the conference.
Talk about the game plan, what you've seen from San Diego for Thursday.
San Diego raises an eyebrow. Typically, they're on the bottom echelon as far as conference play, year in, year out. This year again, they were picked at the lower end of the conference as far as the coaches poll, but they certainly, like all of the opponents in the CC2A, played extremely well on the road. First CCA contest at Cal State San Bernardino a week ago. They took them into overtime and had a chance to win the game, and which speaks volumes for that team.
You know, 1 or 2 games can't decide, the conference season for you guys, but I mean, these are important games right off the bat for you guys.
They really are. They're very important, not just because they're CC2A teams that we're playing the open conference, not just because it's early here in December, but they're home games. And whenever you have a home game, you're certainly at an advantage, especially if you're at Humboldt with the great crowds and excitement that we have here, our winning ways in Lumberjack Arena. So it would be essential for us to come away with a couple wins this weekend. I mean, if we can continue and get a 5 or 6 game winning streak here, we feel really good about ourselves, be confident going into the Pomona series.
Led by David and the season he's having, lead scorer, and I think you have 4 of the guys scoring in double digits right now. Definitely to have a balanced attack and offense, something that can really go a long ways, not just having 1 or 2 guys that you're calling the number, but a more balanced attack and offense.
Yeah, David's playing great, and we're trying to conserve his energies and his calories and keep him fresh as possible, because he is one of our mainstays, one of our weapons that we have. We're not a deep team with a lot of weapons. We're going to have to scout the opponent extremely well. At UC San Diego, we've done an in-depth scouting report on them. We'll do the same for Cal State San Bernardino this week. We need to be very flexible in everything that we do, offensively and defensively, and try to counter what's going to come at us, because we've got our hands full here, starting off this weekend with 2 very good teams. UC San Diego being an extremely smart team. They can cut you up offensively. They're very patient in their offensive attack, and we need to be able to play all the way through the 35-second shot clock defensively to get a defensive rebound. Cal State San Bernardino, on the other hand, is going to come down. They can pull in transition a quick 3. They have great guard play. They're very athletic, talented. They can crash the offensive glass and put you in harm's way.
Throw out your record real quick and just your views on the team so far. Is it what you see on the court? Is it where the mixture of new guys and returners? Is it where you want them to be right now, or is there still a lot of work that needs to be done?
Well, I think we're a work in progress without a question. We're looking towards the future. We're trying to build here. We're excited about our 5 freshmen that we have. We're developing them. We will continue to throw them into the fire, get them experience this season. We're excited about the 3 freshmen that we are bringing in next year. Those recruits are essential. With the national letter of intent signed already, we've got them in our back pocket. So we're excited about where we are. We know we have some stiff competition coming up throughout the season. We need to stay focused and understand who we are right now. With our 5 players that are out for the season, with season-ending injuries, we need to keep that in perspective as well.
You mentioned just, preparing a scouting report for each team. How tough is it knowing, San Diego's maybe more of a slower paced team that grind it out? San Bernardino is one that, as you say, jump out of the gym and kind of, high flyers as much as anybody in the conference.
It's contrasting, and we'll have one day in between to prepare for that contrasting style. San Diego is going to be very deliberate in their offensive attack. They're safe with the basketball. They limit their turnovers. They're solid players. They don't have any single one player that's going to captivate the crowd. They're not eye catchers. They're going to be very fundamental with their blocking off and their rebounding ability, which they can do with anybody in the conference. They've proven that the last few years. So we're going to have to be extremely tough, mentally tough against UC San Diego. They'll challenge every possession.
Kind of what I asked Colin, but how has these new rules, have they changed the way you coach defensively at all, or is it kind of just, I know you were saying last night, kind of, searching for an identity on defense, where do you guys kind of see your defensive game plan going these next couple of weeks?
That's a work in progress as well. I mean, we're trying to get a feel for how the officiating is going to be called game by game, and we've had 3. We're going into phase 3 right now, really, of our schedule. The first phase was exhibition games at Cal and in New York against St. John's. They called it extremely tight as far as the on-ball penetration, guarding a player with the basketball. They called that extremely tight. We adjusted there. We came back to California, played in the Dominican tournament, and then our 3 games here at home. And it seems to be lightened up a little bit, but here we go into phase 3. We'll see how the conference, I suspect the conference will call it as we saw in New York and at Cal, extremely tight on the ball. There'll be a lot of fouls. So we need to adjust our defensive stances, our reaching, and stay in containment more mode than aggressively get out and pressure the ball.
And just one last one. I remember talking to you when Will Taylor first signed you, just how excited you were to have him. How nice is it to have an asset like him coming off the bench? I know in the past you said he deserves to be a starter, but he's playing so well off the bench. It's kind of it's one of those things where you want to keep him in the role he is. How well has he excelled as a bench player these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, when you're winning, you like to stay with that lineup. It's like anything in sport. You don't want to mess around with anything that's working well, and that is we're hitting on all cylinders offensively, really, with that lineup. The luxury of having him come off for any one of those 5 players, we can rotate out of that, and so he's the first guy off the bench, and he's accepted that role. He's mentally strong, mature kid, even though he's 18 years old and a freshman. He's adapted to that role at this point. Doesn't mean that he won't start Thursday or Saturday night. That depends on practice. It depends on our health. It depends on matchups. And so we always have the luxury to change gears and change that lineup if need be.
All right, Coach, now that your team is ranked 5th in the country in field goal shooting, do you give your players a little more freedom to shoot the ball when they want, or do you really try to keep them to set plays and a set system?
We play lumberjack basketball. That's up-tempo, fast-breaking basketball. Green light, if you will be, just in transition, kids can have the green light to shoot it. We try to have numbers in that. We try to have rebounders available for those shots in transition. But the shooters know who they are. We've identified roles, and the rebounders know who they are. We've identified those roles. and it seems to be working as far as shot selection thus far.
And as I asked Colin, is there an area in defense that you're looking to improve at as a team that will, at least for the start of conference?
We've tried just about everything so far. I know we're early in the season, but we've tried man-to-man, we've tried a switching man-to-man, we've tried a press, we've tried a zone, we've tried a combination of all. And we've done that game by game, half by half, timeout to timeout. And we'll start soul searching, there's no question about it. Giving up 92 points to a new and improved Simpson University isn't going to equate out wins in the CC2A. So we're very apparent, we're very alert, we're a high alert, high concern on giving up so many points in a basketball game.
Thank you.